I was trying to find something that was writing a lot of different kinds of scripts, and nothing was really hitting. And there's one movie that I really liked. The first movie, the short film I made, that was like, oh, I want to make this into a feature, but it's a period piece. And so I was like, oh, it's gonna cost a lot of money to do my first feature. Nobody's gonna give me that money, so let's put that aside. And then I was just introduced to this documentary, very short, 10 minutes documentary about this Japanese comic book artist, but they do adult comic. And there is a lot of female artists who does adult comic. And adult comic is a huge industry, right? In Japan, it's like a hentai crazy thing, like,
Hmm.
and as I was like, wow, that I had no idea. So from there, I started interviewing people with a female comic book artist who does adult comic, and I find out sometimes like about 10% people, some people never had sex before. They're still
Wow.
virgins, but they still can draw this incredible adult comic. Sometimes the octopus comes in and like they just like wrap around some crazy shit too. But and it was like, there's like the fantasy, the idea that they have, the what the sex could be, um was something that it really drawn to their attention, that they wanted to write this whole epic comic. It's like, whatever, 80 pages. So I thought it was interesting, so I started interviewing some of the people. And along the way, I met this gentleman, Kuma-chan, who's also in the movie. He's in another cerebral palsy gentleman
Mm.
who's in a wheelchair. I met him, and he introduced me to a lot of different kind of people. And then one day he came to America, and he asked me to be a translator and also shooter for this documentary he was trying to do. And then I met this doctor who was a sexual, he's a surrogate for sexual, how do I say, sexual needs, yeah,
Mm.
actually sex therapist, basically. And she was the movie called The Session, there's a session. She was a model for that. Helen Hunt portray her as well. In that conversation, in that interview, I find out that the women who are wheelchair and who are paralyzed can actually have an orgasm,
Wow.
even though you don't feel anything when you're ready to do. When after you eat, they have to time it to go to the bathroom to release whatever they need to release, right? They don't feel that, but then when perhaps some people, when they have intercourse, they're able to have orgasm. I thought it was like such a beautiful thing as a human body. And so I start interviewing all the people with the disability. And then I find out that the people with the women, all there's some people can have natural birth, right? Like, and I
Wow.
was like, so my story was very much of how the human body, woman's body works, and how giving a natural birth, even though you can't really push the baby are ready to come out. And I thought there's something beautiful
Hmm.
about it. So started writing the story, and I wrote about this kind of basic of the idea about this girl. And it was very much of a, awakening, and a little bit of love interest, story, and a little bit of drama. But then when I started auditioning all the girls with the disabilities, and May, who played the lead in 37 Seconds, she showed up,
Hmm.
and she was the last person to come to audition. And she was in a wheelchair. She is in a wheelchair, but she was able to do everything the way we do. She just have a little bit of construction, restraining for her physicality because of the muscle. Um, but I just fell in love with her. Her voice was so
Hmm.
beautiful, and we auditions, and my heart I just knew. And so we cast her. We wrote the whole story, not whole, like about 60% of the story. And I find out that she had a twin sister, and from there I wrote a story. Yeah. Yeah. So for me, writing a story is really evolves, and especially for this one, I really want it to be as organic as possible. She never acted before, although she did incredible. It was her first time ever acted, and so yeah, I wanted to be as close to what her experiences has been, and see where it takes. So that was the whole journey.
What a beautiful